Today, we're checking out 5 new RV and camping products.
It's like Christmas in, not July, Christmas in May.
From truck upgrades and Starlink internet, to camping gear and RV accessories that could make life on the road a little easier. Not interested in every product? No problem. We're going to give you a quick preview of each one right now, and then you can use the chapters below to jump straight to the products that interest you most. First up is the OGERY Camping Fan, Lantern, and Power Bank combo. A compact piece of camping gear that could be perfect for RV travel and boondocking. Then, we'll check out the OGERY solar string lights and see if they actually add useful lighting around the campsite. After that, we've got new WeatherTech floor mats for the truck, because keeping the new truck clean during RV travel is already becoming a challenge. Then, we'll talk about upgrading to Starlink Gen 3 after our Gen 2 systems started having problems on the road. And finally, we're installing the Bulletpoint mounting system in the new truck for our action camera and dash cam setup.
It should be a fairly straightforward installation.
All right, let's jump into it. As you probably know, as YouTube creators, we get asked a lot by a lot of different companies to review products, and most of them we say no to, but sometimes we say yes. And this is one of the products that we have said yes to recently. The cool thing about it is it's not only a camping fan, but it's also a lantern and a small power bank. So the brand is OGERY or OGERY, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But we've had it for, I don't know, maybe about a month and a half, and we've used it several times, both inside and outside. And what I really like about it is we brought it up to full charge, and we have not had to recharge it since. Not only does it have the long-lasting battery, it's got a timer, so if you want to set it, you can do so. But it also, the coolest feature I think, is the oscillation. And let me turn that on really quick. All right, so here we have it on, but if you push this button here, it oscillates. I love that. So previously with our old one, the old one you could tilt it up and down, but it didn't oscillate side to side. You can also tilt it up, down, and set the oscillation for either, let's see, 30, 60, 90, or 120 degrees. Here's your battery level, and then your fan speed. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna use it as we're talking, because it's a little warm out here. One of the other features though, like I mentioned, is it's got this lantern, and you can set it for 3 different brightness settings. You can either kind of dimly light the area, or you can like full on, spotlight the area. And one of the other cool features is it also acts as a power bank, so you can recharge your phone or your earbuds or things like that. And so here it is, this stays attached, this is the power bank, and you've got USB and USB-C ports on it. This thing says, at least for the fan functionality, that it'll run for about 200 hours on low, 17 on high. So far we've mainly run it on low / kind of medium, and we haven't had to recharge it yet. It's got carry handles, so you can hang it / carry it from here, or if you have some sort of a hook, you can hang it upside down, tilt it however you want. So you can use it in a tent, you can use it at your campsite, or just like I'm doing, set it on the table, set it on the ground. Like I said, so far I'm really liking it. It comes with this little remote, so the remote will work for up to 16 feet away, so you can set it up somewhere and just use your remote. All right, so if you want to get one for yourself, we'll go ahead and pop the link down in the description below, and you can check it out for yourself. And to kind of go along with that, when we were talking about the shipping and where to ship it, they asked if I also wanted to review these solar camping string lights, and I said sure, why not? So I was kind of expecting them to be more of a rope light, but they're more of those like a fairy string lights. This is how thick the strand is, and then these are the little lights on it. So this whole thing is about 49.2, so almost 50 feet of these string lights. They do a really good job of kind of lighting up like a perimeter area. There's 11 different modes. So you can have them blinking, you can have them solid, you can set the brightness level. Oh, I forgot, but there's a super bright light on the back that you can use as almost like a camping lantern or a spotlight if you want to like focus in a certain area. You can charge it solar, or it also has this USB. It's got a USB and a USB-C, so you can charge it both ways. 50 feet, solar powered, adjustable. What more could you ask for? Same thing with this one. We'll go ahead and put the link down in the description. If you want to check this out, go ahead and use that link and let me know how you like it.
You about ready to start unpacking all our toys and putting things together?
Yes.
It's like Christmas in, not July, Christmas in May.
In May, yeah.
So what do we got over here? It's a lot of stuff.
We've got our new Starlink
Yeah.
because we were having issues. And so they sent us a new kit for the new truck. I have a Bulletpoint mounting system.
I'm trying to get some lighting on that. There. Go ahead and pull it out.
Okay. It's going to be much smaller than the one in the dually.
Yeah.
So look how cute it is.
Okay, and what's the matter over there? You got a bee? Okay.
It's
White girls can't dance.
I wasn't dancing. Anyway, it was just a bumblebee, which he probably wasn't going to mess with me. But anyway, isn't it so cute?
Okay, and what mounts did we get for it?
We got...
I'm not even sure I remember.
We have these mounts, which we're mounting the new dash cam.
So no. That is going to be for the action camera.
Ah,
So
yes.
that's an action camera mount.
Okay.
And then there should be another package. There you go. So that's going to be where the dash cam mounts to.
Okay.
And you just said you don't want a phone mount at this point.
At this point, no.
Because the truck is so daggone smart that we don't really even need to have a phone out. So,
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
So let's see. We're going to put these down there for a sec. And I got my WeatherTech because somebody, not me, already got my floor mats dirty. So WeatherTech, we can just clean them off really easily. And Oxblocks has sent us this set of leveling blocks for our review. So we're going to try them out. Hopefully they'll work to reduce some of that length on the landing gear, which should reduce some of the jiggle as you walk in the rig.
And I think you mentioned, so they sent us these ox blocks at no cost. All we're going to do is just a review on it. Obviously, there's really no installing these things. It's just putting them on the ground and, putting a rig down on them. But we'll get that done and see how it goes.
Oh, yep. And two more things. So one, new dash cam. So we've got one for the dually, and this will be the one for the Colorado. And we don't have it out here, but I just ordered two innovative toll solutions, toll transponders, which are supposed to work nationwide. So we currently have Easy Pass and Texas Tag or something, but they don't work out on the West Coast. Those are mostly East Coast / Texas. So we're gonna give the innovative toll solutions a try and see how that works.
Okay, so let's tackle the easy stuff first. Let's get the floor mats installed. That should be easy enough for you to do, right? No tools required.
No tools required.
No coordination required.
All right, let's see if I can manage to put these in without putting them over the gas pedal.
Oh, I don't know who would do that. That's dumb. I don't know who would do that. Remember when I said that we detailed the vehicle in and out yesterday? Well, check this out. So here's what I found. Somebody didn't get the floor mat put back right, so the floor mat is actually on the accelerator pedal. So might want to grab the vacuum because there's probably stuff up underneath.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you do it all.
All right. Got a little shop vac.
About time you did something to your truck.
Got a rag because we were at our friend's house here in Linden, Tennessee, and the last, 4 miles to get to their place is a gravel road. So everything is covered in dust. Plus, it's May and it's pollen season. So it's dust and pollen. So I'm gonna give these a quick wipe off because I can feel the grit.
Easy enough.
All right, easy peasy.
See, look, they're not that dirty for crying out loud.
They're dirty. All right, let's see. I'm gonna guess this one.
Probably a good guess.
Yep, because I see my little footrest over there.
Good job.
So easy, even a caveman. Or the wife can do it. All right, same thing with this one. All right, Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Okay, the instructions that came with the new Starlink don't say how to go from one version to another. So I Googled it, and you know Google's never wrong. So supposedly all we have to do is just disconnect the old system, put it away, reconnect the new system up, open up the Starlink app, and we should be good to go. And what it'll do is supposedly this one's active, or the new one's activated. We should be able to use it. And then we'll send this one back and Starlink will deactivate that one and we should be good. So hopefully that's all we got to do. Check this out, guys. I have talked about this in the past. This is a cord reel, Cord Pro XL. I use this for my cable here, which actually I need to totally undo. But I use this for the Starlink cable. There we go, that side's done. For storing this cable and making winding it up and unwinding it so much easier.
And what's even better about it is it looks like his favorite food.
Oh yeah, looks like a giant donut. There's a lot of cord in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of cord. What is it, like 50 feet?
I think this one's 50 feet. And there we go. And just pull the rest of it through here. There we go. So this thing's awesome. On travel days, I wind it up and then I've got a little hook up here and it just rides up in there. And when we pull in, I hook everything up and I just toss it right under the rig. Keeps everything, for the most part, it keeps everything pretty dry and just out of the way, mostly.
So here's our little supervisor laying down on the job. What do you have to say for yourself? Huh? What do you have to say for yourself?
Okay, obviously you can wind your cord up however you need to for whatever you're using this thing for. But for me, I'm only gonna put maybe, I don't know, 8 feet or so of this cord on one side because I just need a very short length to get up through the little hole in the wet bay and into the pass through, which is where I keep the modem. So we're just gonna shove this through. It's got a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's got a little hole in the middle so you can get it to the other side of this reel. So basically you just pull that sucker through like that. I'm gonna ask my assistant to pull on that. Okay, keep pulling. Okay, a little more. She's trying to do it one-handed, guys. And I'm trying to untwist. Okay, pull. Okay, about right there. Okay, so then what we do then is, then we just wind it up. I like it, I love it. Okay, and then we go to the other side. We gotta wind it the right way. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we're left with these two ends hanging out like this that we can grab. All right, so the way I normally do this is I pull this side out, I don't know, about 5 times or so. And then like I said, I route this up through the access in the wet bay. And I take it right in here. So this is the new modem. I'm winging this, guys, by the way. I didn't even look at the instructions.
Typical man.
Yep, so that goes in like that. All right, now for the dish, this one doesn't articulate or train itself, meaning it doesn't move. So I think when we open up the app and we get connected, we're gonna have to figure out the best direction. I've heard that this is not hard to do, but I've never done it. So we're just gonna route this over here on the side of the hill and see what happens. I don't know. Like I said, I'm winging it. That's generally north, so I don't know. I think. Yep, that's generally north. So let's take our cable now. And this thing has plenty of length on it, obviously, that I can go all the way from the pass-through and mount this on my pole buddy on the back of the rig if I want to. All right, so supposedly this is just gonna fit, go right in here like this. Bloop. And now, I guess the dish is set up, right? And then I've got this power brick. So the Gen 2, the power just was in the modem, but this one's got its own power brick. So we'll have to power up the modem. So I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to manage all of this again. I had this system down for the last 4 years. So I'm just gonna kind of set it in here for now till we get it working. All right, moment of truth here. I'm gonna open the Starlink app. No idea what this is gonna do. Connect the Wi-Fi maybe first. That's probably what we gotta do, folks. We probably gotta, there we go, Starlink. All right, so now we're on the Wi-Fi. Okay, searching for satellites. So that was easy, all I had to do was connect. And she's gonna look for satellites, determining alignment. Adjustment may be necessary in a moment for best performance. See, this is why I liked the Gen 2, actually, because once I plugged it in, got everything set up, I just plugged it in and I walked away and it did everything on its own. You didn't have to mess around with positioning the dish. So this is just an extra step that I'm not super excited to do. I know, it's first world problems. Optimizing connection now.
And I kind of feel like they made it a little bit more cumbersome. Like it used to be the modem and the dish and a cord. And now it's modem, dish, battery pack. You got to mess with, you know. So did they make it better or harder to use?
Well, I'm hoping that the actual connection to the internet will be better. That's what I'm hoping to be better. And if it is, then the rest of this is a small price to pay.
Yes, because we've had some pretty wonky, inconsistent internet lately.
Oh, it's been terrible. Oh, okay, so I see what's happening. If I scroll down, it's downloading the software update. It's at 7%. So we're gonna turn the camera off. We're gonna wait till this is done. All right, that didn't take as long as I thought it was gonna take, but it's downloaded. Now we wanna install this update. Hopefully, let's see, it's gonna reboot and install, yep. So let's do that and see how long this takes. All right, so that whole process of updating, so it downloaded, and then I installed the update, the whole thing rebooted, and I would say the whole process took about 7 minutes. So now we are back to the main screen. Looks like everything's good. A while ago it told me I was 38 degrees off, but I'm not getting that message now. But what I'm gonna do is go in maybe to the alignment page, and it says Starlink tilt is incorrect. Okay, so it says it has to be on flat ground. Well, that's not flat ground.
Yep, you are on a slope.
So let's get that moved. I have an idea while we're here. We are just gonna set this on the tailgate since this truck will not be moved the entire time we're here. Put that right there. Now, turn Starlink to match target. So I gotta turn it. Boom. Starlink is aligned. Huh. So that was pretty easy. Not as easy as plugging it in and walking away, but it's still pretty easy. And let's do a quick speed test on this thing. So I use speed test by Ookla. We're gonna test that. This morning on the Gen 2, I got about 50 down and like 8 up. So see what this compares. Looks like it may be about similar, maybe a little better. I don't know. The speed I'm not so concerned about. Generally, if we can get 10 to 15 down, we're pretty good. The upload is a little terrible though. Upload is less than 5 right now. So, all right, speeds, we'll see how that works out over time. But the setup was pretty easy. I'm happy that they just sent me a whole new system, you know, instead of giving me a hard time, trying to blame me for whatever the problem is. They have never done that. Every time I've ever reached out to Starlink, they have just sent me whatever I needed, didn't charge me a dime, they paid for shipping. I have to send the old system back, but they're gonna pay for that as well. So to me, that's pretty good customer service, because for those of you who have a roaming plan, you know we pay through the nose for this stuff. 165 bucks a month, I think. So we ought to have good customer service. So, all right, so now all I have to do is go in and configure the router and get it set up with my network name and security and everything, but I'm not gonna make you watch that. So I'll get that set up and then we'll move on to the next project. I think we'll get the your car mount put in. Sound good?
Ooh.
Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with Bulletpoint mounting solutions, this is one of their products here. This is the dash mount for this 25 Colorado. Bulletpoint's the only mounting system that I've ever used. We installed one in the Silverado several years ago, and we love it. It's very customizable and it's extremely sturdy. We've never had any issues with it. So that's what we're putting in the Colorado today. And basically this thing is just going to sit right behind our console here, just kind of like this. So it should be a fairly straightforward installation. We've got to take this tray out. We've got to do a little bit of modification here, drill a couple of holes so this thing mounts in there correctly. And they give you basically all the tools you need except for the drill. You got to have your own drill, right? But that's fine. I just want to be real careful that we don't break the clips on the back side of this. There we go. It should pop out pretty easy. There we go. Super, super simple. I probably have a better tool for this, but might as well use the one they gave me. All right, gotta get out and drill a couple of holes. Be right back. Got the holes drilled in the back side of this tray. This is what just came out of there. Couple more drills to hole. Couple of more holes to drill. Pretty easy. Just gonna do it right here. Try not to get my hand. Go. Pretty easy. Well, of course I dropped one of the washers down below, but they give you extras. Of course my holes don't line up great, so try this again. Easy enough. That ain't going anywhere. All right. Okay, so now we're to the point where we're gonna put the top on. We gotta figure out where on here we wanna mount everything. And I think there's really only two things, right? We've got the, where'd it go? We've got the action camera mount that we're gonna put on. And then we've got the dash camera mount. So we've only got two things to mount on here. So I'm thinking just, one on either side ought to work out just fine. But we've got to do that before we reattach here. Otherwise, we're going to have to pull it all back apart again. And we don't want to do that. All right, well, I just dropped another bolt down between the seats. Unfortunately, this one does not have an extra, so I got to go fish it out.
One eternity later.
All right, so I got all my bolts. By the way, I found the washer also that I dropped earlier. Just thinking about right here. Probably is going to be good. So we'll do that one right there. And the other one will just go, I think, right here. Now, that's where the camera, the one I'm recording with, is going to mount to. Right there, that's perfect. And then this mount here is really just a kind of a industrial Velcro, and we're gonna put this Velcro on the bottom of our new, I didn't bring it out here, on the bottom of our new dash cam, and it'll just sit there just like that. So that'll be nice. Take this stupid thing off. Done with that.